नमस्कार, मैं आपका दोस्त सीए मनमोहन जिंदल, रजिस्टर्ड वैल्यूअर इंस्टीट्यूट इन फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स फ्रॉम मुंबई. So sometimes we have the assignments of valuation of set of and carry forward of assets. We should know at least what is set of and carry forward of assets. So the focus is on that. So every business has profit and loss. It's obvious. Some business carry profits, some goes to losses also, which is definitely a bad for situation for the business. However, income tax provides some relief, some benefits to the loss business also. So it is through the set of losses from one income of that particular business or that particular entity. So that is called set of losses. So set of losses means adjusting the losses against the profit or income of that particular year. उसी particular year income के against जब adjust करते हैं हम तो उसको set of losses बोलते हैं. Losses are not set off against income of the same year can be carried forward to the subsequent year. यदि कोई loss उसी income में set off नहीं हो रहा है तो हम उसको carry forward भी कर सकते हैं to set off against the income of the coming years. So a set off could be an intrahead or an interhead set off. So there are two types of set off, whether it is intrahead or interhead. Intrahead set off means the losses from one sources of income can be set off against income from another source under the same head of income. Means एक ही हेड ऑफ इनकम है, मान लीजिए सैलरी, बिजनेस, इनकम फ्रॉम हाउस प्रॉपर्टी, इनकम फ्रॉम अदर सोर्सेज एक्सेट्रा. तो यदि उसी एक हेड में एक में लॉस हो रहा है और एक में प्रॉफिट हो रहा है तो दे कैन बी सेट ऑफ. एग्जांपल, loss from business A can be set off against the profit from business B, where business A is the one source and business B is another source. However, the common head of income is business. Now, some exceptions are there. You cannot set off intrahead where losses from speculative business. It will be set off against the profit of the another speculative business only. And one cannot adjust the losses of speculative business with the income from any other business of the profession. एक legitimate business है, एक speculative business है, तो speculative loss speculative business income से ही पूरा होगा. Loss from an activity of owning and maintaining race course will be set off only against the profit from an activity owning and maintaining the race courses. यदि race course horses separate है, बिल्कुल ये activity separate है, यदि उसमें profit है और loss है तो they can also be adjusted. Long-term capital loss will only be adjusted towards the long-term capital gain. However, short-term capital loss can be set off against the both long-term capital gain as well as short-term. Losses from specified business will be set off only against the profit of specified businesses, but losses from any other business or profession can be set off against the profits from that specified business. Means some specified business is there, so they are separate and losses of the specified business can be adjusted only the profits of the specified business. Now, interhead means दो हेड अलग अलग हैं तो कैसे एडजस्टमेंट हो. taxpayer can be set off remaining losses against the income from other heads, means income loss from house property can be set off against the sale. Loss from house property can be set off against the income under any other head also. But business loss of other speculative business can be set off against the any head of income except the sale business. बिजनेस अदर देन दिस स्पेकुलेटिव बिजनेस है जो हम ऊपर देख चुके हैं. स्पेकुलेटिव बिजनेस का लॉस तो स्पेकुलेटिव बिजनेस से ही पूरा होगा. Now the following cannot be set up against the other head of income, means speculative business, specified business loss, capital losses, losses from an activity owned and maintaining race course, losses from sources of lotteries, crossword puzzles, games, and gambling, and losses from exempted source of income are not eligible for adjustment in the taxable income. So these three we have already discussed in the previous slides, but some are also adding to this slide. So if the loss is not adjusted in that year, that can be carried forward, and permissible intrahead and interhead adjustment, there could still be unadjusted losses. These unadjusted losses can be carried forward for future years for adjustment against the income of the coming years. The rules for carry forward differ slightly from the different heads of income. So what are that? Carry forward losses of house property can be up to the next 8 assessment years from the assessment year in which the loss was incurred, can be adjusted only against the income from house property, can be carried forward even the return of income or loss here is be lately filed. Sometime we file late the income tax return even though we are able to recover the loss from the income of the coming years. Now, suppose if individual HEF, AOP, BOI opting the pay tax under the old regime tax, loss under the head of income from house property first set off against the income or any other head to the extent of 2 lakh during the same year, unobserved losses will be carried forward to the following assessment to be set off against the income under the head income from house property of the future years. तो future year में यदि house property income है तो उससे adjust होगा. But in the new tax regime, loss under the head of the income from house property would not be allowed to be set off against the income under any other head. Additional loss of the earlier years will not also be allowed for the future years. We know that all deductions are abolished in the new tax scheme except the standard deduction. Now, specified business loss under 35 AD. So here there is no time limit to carry forward the losses from the specified business under section 35 AD. No necessity to continue the business at the time of setup of future years. यदि वो बिजनेस बंद भी हो जाता है और उसके लॉस है तो भी दूसरे बिजनेस से वो सेट ऑफ हो जाएंगे. Cannot be carried forward if the return is not filed within the original due date. तो यहाँ पर एक क्रक्स फंस गया है. यदि ओरिजिनल ड्यू डेट के भीतर उसने रिटर्न नहीं भरी है तो उसके लॉसेस कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं हो सकते. Can be adjusted only against the income from the specified business under 35 AD, and if an individual HUF, AOP, BOI paying tax under the new tax regime under section 115 BSE would not be eligible to deduction under section 35D. Hence, losses arising due to such deduction is not allowed to carry forward and set up in the future years. Now, capital losses can be forwarded up to next assessment, 8 assessment years from the assessment year in which loss was incurred. Long-term capital loss can be adjusted only against the long-term capital gains. Short-term capital loss can be set off against the long-term capital gains as well as the short-term. So you should know that here is also that if return is not filed within the original due date, you cannot carry forward the losses. So this is on the setup and carry forward losses. You can go through the relevant material in detail with the examples also. So some examples are not discussed here because of the paucity of time, and you can very well read from the ICI standard, from that side, or so many other materials to update your knowledge. बहुत बहुत